Imagine yourself at your next job interview. You are seated across the interviewer and you are able to answer the questions, all the technical ones which are asked from you. It's going quite well. And right in the middle of the interview, a question is thrown at you. What are your strengths? You quickly think and answer, I am a quick learner. And then the interviewer asks you a follow up question. How so? Now you are not able to quickly think a relevant example, or whatever you say doesn't seem like the interviewer is able to understand. Does that reduce your chances of getting selected? Probably yes, because you would know that answers to both technical and non technical questions are taken into consideration while making a selection. So, do you want to learn how to answer such questions? If yes, are you ready? Let's get started. Welcome to Grow with Girija, where we learn about public speaking, communication, and life. Today's video is about answering interview questions. Not just any questions, but the non technical ones, or I would call them behavioral questions. And this video is part of the series of such interview questions. Which is the most common question when it comes to interview? It is, tell me about yourself. Now you must be thinking, why is that question even important? It's just a trivial question. Just be done with it. It's a formality question. But have you thought that when we meet others, in the first few minutes, we form a perception of them. And later, we are only looking for evidence to either accept or reject that perception. And this is the first question mostly asked in interviews. So take this question seriously. Do you know what is the difference between a technical question and a non-technical question? One difference is that technical questions have usually one correct answer, but non-technical questions have no correct or wrong answer. Why? Because they either have an effective answer or ineffective answer. Before I tell you how to answer the question, tell me about yourself. Let's understand some basic framework. Whenever you are asked questions like these in interview, don't answer it. Yes, I'm serious. Don't answer it until you have thought why this question was asked. What does why mean? Why means the intention of the interviewer in asking this question. So do not answer what is asked. Answer for why it is asked. Let us start. In this question, tell me about yourself. What do you think is the intention of the interviewer? In my opinion, the interviewer first of all wants to know your background as a candidate, and then your experience, your expertise, so that they can determine whether you are suitable for this role and job they are offering. And then, as an individual, what unique qualities you bring to that organization so that the organization can benefit from it. And finally, what other information they can get from this discussion or insights so that they can determine whether to hire you or not. What will a typical answer include? It will have your name, your personal background, your current role, current project, current employer, probably prior employers as well, and so on. So, what is different in the recommended answer? I would say there are two aspects you need to keep in mind. First, make it interesting, and second, focus on your role from an outcome perspective, not so much from the activities. Does it sound confusing? Let me give you an example. So, one way to talk about your experience is to say, I am a Java developer with 10 years of experience. Or you could say, I have experience in developing and designing web application for retail clients with focus on business outcome. And I also have an expertise on Java language to do this. Let us look at an example which is outside the technical domain. Suppose you are a store manager You could answer to the question, tell me about yourself, like this, that I'm a store manager managing 20 people staff, and also I'm responsible for day-to-day operations of the store. Or you could answer it in a better way, where you could say, I'm responsible for the experience of every single customer walking into the store to make sure they feel comfortable and welcome. My expertise is managing inventory as well as directing my staff to make sure that they meet the revenue generation targets as well as the customer satisfaction. Do you see the difference? When you are asked next time, tell me about yourself. Don't focus on what do you do. Focus on why do you do it, and more importantly, what are the outcomes. One last thing, people often ask me, should they include personal details at all? And if yes, how much? This is what I have to say. This is not a dating conversation. So be careful with what you share. Either that personal information should allow you to engage with the interviewer better, or they should be able to see some trait about you which will help them to decide you as a better candidate for their job. Like, for example, if you do volunteer work, tell them about it. Or if you have a creative hobby, give them some details. That is what you should share. In future videos, I am going to share answers to more such interview questions. Have you come across any interview question which you found interesting? If yes, write it down in the comment section. How did you like this video? Did you find something useful? If yes, like it and share it. Subscribe to my channel to support it. I will see you in another video of Grow with Girija. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep growing, because change is inevitable, but growth is optional.